Hello everyone. Today we are going to look at direct speech. And by the end of the session, you will learn everything about direct speech. You will be able to identify a direct speech. You will learn the use of correct structure, the right punctuation when writing a direct speech. There are lots of examples and exercises throughout the video for you to practice. And make sure you watch all the way till the end. So let's get started. This is Alex, a very good friend of mine, and I'm going to ask him a few simple questions and write his responses here. Well, it seems like he's ready. So, Alex, tell me, how many books do you have? To which he answers, I have 4 books. Let me write this down. I have 4 books, Alex said. Looks like he is ready for another question. Alex, what are you going to do tonight? To which he answers, I am going to read a book tonight. Let me write his response here. Alex said, I am going to read a book tonight. Let me now list out his responses here. The first sentence, I have 4 books, Alex said. And the second sentence, Alex said, I am going to read a book tonight. Here in these sentences, I have written the exact words that Alex said, and I have used inverted commas or quotation marks around what was said. A sentence where we simply repeat or quote the speaker's actual words without modifying it is called direct speech. Here, the person's exact words are enclosed within the quotation marks, just to indicate that it is someone else's words. Conventionally, most English speaking countries use double quotes to mark direct speech and single quotes to mark speech within speech. But with the British punctuation, you will see single quotation marks. Let us now do an exercise. Read the following paragraph and try to identify all instances of direct speech. Stop the video now, do the exercise, and then play the video again and check. Alright, here are the answers. How many did you get right? Let me know in the comments below. The direct speech is the actual representation of what someone said. It usually has a reporting verb, and in these sentences here, the reporting verb is said and is in the simple past tense. However, we can also use many other verbs to report what someone said depending on the statement. Now, what exactly is a reporting verb? When we tell someone what another person said, we often use the verbs such as say, tell, believe, reply, ask, or respond, and there are many more. These are called reporting verbs. Let us look at a few examples and try to identify and see how reporting verbs are used. So, in this example here, you need to clean your room, Dad warned. Here, the reporting verb is warned. If you're talking about something that happened in the past, we use verbs in the past tense. Moving on to the next example. I am coming, Alexa shouted. Here, the reporting verb is shouted. Let us try another example. Can I speak to the doctor? He asked. Here, the reporting verb is asked. Here in this example, I really don't like her dress, she commented. Here, the reporting verb is commented. There are reporting verbs that tells us about the speaker's intention, while there are some reporting verbs that simply report the speaker's words. The choice of verb sometimes depends on how we interpret what the person was saying. The direct speech reports consist of 2 parts, reporting clause and the reported clause. In the sentence here, that is, I have 4 books, Alex said. Alex said is the reporting clause. It identifies the speaker and is outside the inverted commas, and it also includes the reporting verb said. The other part of the sentence, that is, I have 4 books, that is the reported clause. And the reported clause includes what the original speaker said. Let us now try to identify the reporting clause and the reported clause from this example. Here in this example, Alex said, I'm going to read a book tonight. So here, Alex said is the reporting clause. And I am going to read a book tonight, which is written within the quotation marks, is the reported clause. Look at this example here. Joey said, let's go to the movies. Here, Joey said, which is a reporting clause, is placed right before the reported clause. Now, we can write the reporting clause either before or after the reported clause. It makes sense both the ways. If you look at this example here, the speech is divided into 2 parts and the reporting clause is placed in the middle of the speech. So, the reporting clause may sometimes come in the middle of the reported clause. There are certain grammar rules that you need to follow. If the reporting clause is before the reported clause, we write it as follows. We write the reporting clause, which includes the reporting verb. A comma is placed after the reporting verb to separate it from the rest of the sentence. We write the exact words inside the inverted commas. The first letter has to be capitalized and we put a full stop before closing the inverted commas. If the reporting clause is before a question, we write it as follows. We write the reporting clause, which includes the reporting verb. A comma is placed after the reporting verb. We write the exact words of the speaker within the inverted commas. The first letter has to be capitalized, and if it's a question, you end the sentence with a question mark before you close the inverted commas. If the reporting clause is after the reported clause, there are certain grammar rules that you need to follow. Let's try to understand the grammar rules with an example here. We write the exact words of the speaker within the inverted commas. The first letter has to be capitalized and we put a comma before closing the inverted commas. We then write the reporting clause, which includes the reporting verb, and then we end the reporting clause with the full stop. If the reporting clause is after a question, we write it as follows. Let me show you with an example. We write the exact words inside the inverted commas. The first letter has to be capitalized. We write a question mark before the closing inverted commas, followed by the reporting clause, which includes the reporting verb. We write a full stop at the end of the reporting clause. Let me show you with an example the grammar rules that you need to follow if the reporting clause is after an exclamation. We write the exact words inside the inverted commas. The first letter has to be capitalized. And we write an exclamation mark before the closing inverted commas, followed by the reporting clause, which includes the reporting verb. We write a full stop at the end of the reporting clause. Sometimes we break the speech into 2 parts. You see the first part and you see the second part, and in the middle you place the reporting clause. The exact words of the speaker placed within the inverted commas. If you see the first part, the first letter is capitalized. And if you see the second part, again the first letter is capitalized. That is because if it is a new sentence, it has to be capitalized. If you look at the sentence here, the reporting clause is placed in the middle of the direct speech. Read the statement. If you come to India, she said, then call me. Here, the second part of the direct speech starts with a small letter. It starts with a small letter because it is the continuation of the same sentence as the first part of the direct speech. So we have now looked at the structure and the punctuation of direct speech. and it is now time for an exercise. There are 5 sentences on the screen. Read these sentences carefully and correct the punctuation errors. I want you to now stop the video, do the exercise, and then play the video again and check. Alright, here are the answers. So the corrected errors are in red and are underlined. I hope you enjoyed this lesson, and I'll soon see you in another lesson. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, make sure to subscribe.